does specifically give the rates that the tower can charge. So those rates would be locked in for the 3 years of the contract, and they're very significantly lower than the rates that are being charged now.
Mr. Chairman.
Councilman Woolley.
You know, I kind of agree with that to a point, but this is an RFP, and it's an expired RFP. So I think that's why I was contingent on that whenever this contract is done with the towers, it needs to come back in front of council, because I want to be assured that those prices do stay the same. I'm not knocking anybody, but that's part of our job, and to make sure our residents are protected. So that is one of the reasons that we made the stipulation that after the contract is written up, it needs to come back in front of us for approval. This is an RFP stating what they agreed to negotiate with, but it's an expired one at that. So as far as the contract, it needs to come back in front of us. That way we can guarantee the residents of exactly what they're getting, what rates are going to be charged, and what they're not going to be charged for. So,
Mr. Chair. Thank you, Councilman. Yes, Councilman.
Being new at all of this and not knowing exactly the procedure on a lot of things are, my feeling is that I'm seeing that it's a 3-year contract. The extension part, I don't see that as added to that, because after the 3 years is done, we have a choice of saying you're not coming back, or we're not going to let you come back anymore. So personally, I feel that it is a 3-year contract, and I am also hoping that the RFP is included in the contract, because I want the residents to know exactly what they're going to be charged for.
Mr. Chairman,
Councilman Woolley.
to add on to that, I want it to be in there that we can get rid of any of these contractors at any time if they break the contract.
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Mayor.
A couple things. I want to go back to just some of the earlier comments. I don't disagree with Councilman Bezura's comments about the little to no taxpayer dollars being expensed. A lot of communities, as we learned, don't even have towing contracts. They have towing agreements. So it's difficult to argue that part of it, because I'm not sure that it has to be here as we're bringing it forward now. I think there was another path we could have chose, but we elected not to, as a matter of transparency. Related to the stack of other contracts that were brought forward, as I talked to a couple of you on Friday prior to releasing the veto, we talked about some of those other contracts, and I won't disagree. There are many that we brought forward outside of the scope of the policy, but there are economic reasons why we did that, and so we will continue to do that. If there's an economic benefit to the city of Taylor, if there's a cost savings, then we will continue to do that. We won't let the policy change good business or stand in the way of good business. A great example is a recent cable contract. We could have paid construction costs if we kept it inside of the 3-year window, but we elected to amortize it over a longer period of time. But there's a benefit. There's an economic benefit. I don't quite understand the economic benefit to what's being proposed today, and that's my reservation. That's my heartburn. I understand the comments about the extension of the Public Safety Department, and while I respect Chief Slovasi, she has long gone and taken another opportunity. So I think today I'm more worried about the current chief and the current deputy chief and their input. So I still stand by that. I'm okay with the decision. I'm just not okay with the terms. I think that if you want to stay with a 3-year contract, then just approve a 3-year contract and let's take it back out at the end of 3 years. But the extensions just open it up for another opportunity that I'm just not comfortable with. And while I can't predict what will happen here tonight, I will still stand by the decision that I think it's incorrect.
Thank you, Mayor. Councilman Johnson.
One quick comment. I would like to thank the administration for providing the RFP that makes the terms of the contract that are going to come forward. They're the ones that lowered this pricing from what we lowered it before. So I'm sure that's going to be in there. I don't have no reservations about that, because they know what's been happening here for the last 10 years. And it's ridiculous, and this is going to fix it. I don't agree with the 3-year. I just think it's wrong. And I always think it's wrong, Mr. Chair.
Councilman Reddick.
My final statement is this. I cannot and I will not vote to award a lucrative contract to anyone that takes advantage of our citizens or the city. That's all I have to say.
Thank you, Councilman. Is there any other discussion from the council members? Is there any discussion from the audience members tonight? Yes, sir.
I'm a Taylor resident, and
Sir, could you come up to the microphone and state your name and address for the record? And please limit your comments to the item at hand, which is the veto of Council Resolution 3.146-18.
Joseph Michael Lankevich, 9242 Monroe. Okay, if we're gonna give them three, why can't we do them on 3 1 years? Like the other councilman said, you're giving him 2 3s on top of that. He's already got his foot in the door. He's held us at hostage for all these years. Okay, so here we're gonna take and give him 9 years if possible, then he's already got his foot in the door. Why, if you want to give him, keep him honest, keep him at 1 year at a time. That way you don't have to cancel the contract. You've got him on a checkpoint on a yearly basis. Okay, he hides his people behind bulletproof glass that is mirrored so that they're safe, because it's that if the person isn't there exactly when he takes and cancels of that. He's held everybody hostage. Yes, and supposedly that we had an incident where he double dipped us last year, took my truck to Monroe for no reason. Okay, he had to give the money back. The mayor got involved in it. Okay, so let's widen that. We can keep him policed on a 1 year basis that way. You give him 9 years possibility, you may as well give him a gun and let him start shooting everybody.
Mr. Chairman,
Councilman Berzer.
I don't know if the shooting the gun is appropriate, but if you're listening to the discussion up here, you heard that the contract will have an exit clause, that if there's issues, let me finish.
Yes.
If there's issues, it won't go 3 years. If it goes 3 years, this council, including anyone who's opposing this contract, will be able to weigh in again and determine whether or not another extension will be granted. And I can tell you that we are also, check that, I am also looking at this as an extension of our public safety mission, and that's important to me. And I think this contract, if properly worded, if we have a strongly worded contract, over and above some of the things that are in the expired RFP, that issues like you're describing can be addressed in a timely and fair and efficient manner.
Right, but now when you give him 3 years, now you have to catch him at it. If you put him on a 1 year, you're not giving him three things. Put him on a 1 year where he's got a report.
If there's something going on, we want to catch it sooner. We don't want to wait a year.
I understand that, but the thing is,
this contract will allow an audit of the books that will allow us to take a look at what's going on, and we'll respond to issues that are brought to our attention in a timely fashion.
right, but then you're going to have to that. But if you bring him on, if you want to give him 3, give him 3 1 years. What's the difference? There's, like you said, there's no cost to the city on it. So make him check a report card, so that at least you can easily monitor what he's doing. Not just give him a free hand until you catch him. You walk in the room and then, oh, I didn't get that piece of candy. Daggone well he did.
Thank you, Mr. Christian. Your 3 minutes is up. Councilman Woolley.
Mr. Chairman, that's what we rely on our police chief and the police department to do, to update us on that, since they handle that.
Thank you. Any other comments? Yes, sir.
Jeff Watilko, 11220 Beechwood Court, Taylor, Michigan. With respect to the term of the contract and this automatic renewal provision, I feel that an automatic renewal is an anti-competitive measure. I think that the contract should have a definite amount of time. I believe in the convoluted thing what the mayor is asking, that the contract should have one definite period. At the end of that, the contract ends and a new RFP is issued for other businesses to compete and bid on this contract. So the automatic renewal tends to work where it just renews itself over and over again, as it has in the past, without ever bringing other competitive businesses in for a chance to bid on the contract. That's my point.
Thank you, Chairman.
Councilman Becerra.
It isn't an automatic renewal. It's a renewal that requires the approval of council. And what you described, I agree with. I agree with the mayor. I'm just saying that there's a number of times within our city's history we've made exceptions to that concept. But to say automatic, it's not true. It won't happen unless a majority of this council at the end of the original 3-year term, agrees to move forward.